Hey there. So, you're obviously watching this video because you want to know what it's like to work where I work and where Carolina Ghost works. Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about working for CDN right after this. Alright, so I've been getting a lot of questions, and of course this is going to be like my third time making this video, so hopefully this one works. I've been getting a lot of questions about what it's like over here at CDN. Is it a good company? Is it good money? You know, do they force you to run? Is there good home time? You know, all kinds of questions. So, like I said earlier, I'm going to let you know everything you need to know about working for CDN. So let's first start off with now of course all these are my opinions. I've been here for 2 years now. Just signed the lease a week ago for my new truck. Or not new, but for my new truck to me. And because I signed that lease purchase deal, I will be here for another 3.5 years. So, is it a good company? In my opinion, yes, because if it wasn't, why would I sign another lease? I mean, take it for what it is that way. They treat you good, they treat you like a true owner-operator. You know, you run as much as you want, as hard as you want, and all that. They definitely have plenty of miles for you if you want the miles. If you're the type of driver that wants to just kick back like I'm doing now because I'm snowed in, you know, watching some TV, if I had some TV channels over here, playing video games, you know, all that kind of stuff. If you're not a hard runner, you can make some good money if you run enough. It all depends on what you require for good money. Somebody might have, you know, might need $500 a week to make good money. Somebody might need $1,500 a week to make good money. So all of that, along with can they run you good, can they run you hard, can you make good money? Honestly, to really truly break it down and give you the 100% truth, that all depends on you. So, in my mind, the way I run, yes, it's a good company. I make plenty of money. Sometimes I wish I had more, but you know, it all depends. Sometimes I get lazy and don't want to run that much that week or whatever. Home time, if you watch any of my videos, you know I'm always home. I go home roughly every 2 weeks for about 4 days, sometimes 5 days, sometimes even the whole week. It all depends. Depends on what my financial situation's like and what home time's like, you know. If I need more time off or whatever to do the stuff that I need to do at my house with my family, my kids, and all that. So, with that being said, we're going to break it down and tell you what you need to do to be able to come over here and work. Make that money like I make, or like Carolina Ghost makes. So, first off, you need to call up the recruiting office. Then, you need to fill out an application. To get that phone number, hit me up on Facebook or hit me up on Instagram for the phone number. And I will just hit me up on a message and I'll send it right over to you, no problem at all. When you fill out the application, if you would, put me down as a reference. My name is Jonathan Rhodes. I'll have that scrolling right here. Put me down as a reference, and you know, that helps pay me a little bit of money. Yes, I do get paid for recruiting. As long as, you know, if you come on, then you can recruit and make some money too. Alright, so basically you're going to fill out the application. Hopefully you put me down as a referral. You're going to pick your truck, which would be a Freightliner, well, for lease purchase anyways, a Freightliner, a Peterbilt 579 like what I have, a Kenworth T680. That's about it. Okay, so you have two different ways to get a truck over here. You can purchase a truck, or you can lease a truck, or bring, well actually you have three. You can bring your own truck if you have one. If you want to finance a truck, we're going to go ahead and get into that, because it's the quickest and simplest thing to talk about real quick. They offer a 386 Peterbilt 2014, maybe a 2015 I believe. They're red, 13 speed, full gauge package, full flarings down the side, sleeper windows, refrigerator, nice looking truck. They're basically their old Decker trucks, so if you know what those are, you know what to look for. To qualify for those, you need at least a 620 credit score, preferably a lot higher than that, but you need at least a 620 credit score. No bankruptcies, no repossessions, and a $3,000 down payment. For the lease purchase info, you need no credit, don't need none of that. You just got to sign the truck, and with that truck, you know, that you get, you'll be leased on to CDN for 3.5 years, no matter what year truck you get. They offer 2014s and 2015s right now. The Peterbilts, like what I'm driving, are extremely rare. I mean, it took me a month on a waiting list to get mine, and they've only gotten 3 in the whole company, I believe. So they're not very popular. So hopefully you don't want a Peterbilt like mine, because it's going to be a long wait. They do have the Kenworth T680s. Those are starting to get on the rare side. They seem to be not getting as many of them in. Those are also basically like my old one. They're old Stevens transport trucks. So they are stripped to bare nothing. No refrigerator. I believe they have an inverter though. They do have an APU. 13 speed. Decent looking trucks. They're black. You know, they look good. Same thing with this truck. You know, it's black. No refrigerator. It's got the APU. It's got the inverter. My APU is running right now, so hopefully it's not too loud. And then they offer the Freightliner Cascadias, the Evolutions. I think they're Evolutions. The 14s and the 15s. Those there are old Prime trucks, so they got a little bit of gauges. They're 10 speeds. They don't have a refrigerator. I think Prime pulls the refrigerators out of them, but they do have the inverter and the APU going along with them. Of course, with that you can get all kinds of different colors depending on what, you know, what Cordell purchases. So as far as picking your truck, you can call up at one point and be like, you know, I want a Freightliner. Obviously you can't really pick a color because they come in different colors all the time. But we do get some Freightliners that don't have APUs. So if you wanted a, if you're that type that you're like, yes, I definitely want an APU, then when you call the recruiting and you tell them what kind of truck you're interested in, tell them, you know, I definitely want one with an APU, because they might put you on a list for one that doesn't have an APU. Now, just because they put you on a list, say they say this truck is yours, and you get to the yard, you start doing orientation and that, and you look at the truck and you're like, nope, don't want it. That's not a problem. They can get another one for you. No issues there. You're not forced into a truck. It's not just, you know, you sign a contract and boom, here's your truck, take it or leave it. It's not like that. You do get to pick your truck. So once you pick out your truck, they're gonna send you out a drug test and all that. You're gonna do all that. You're gonna go through the whole approval process to be able to work over here. Which of course you do need 2 years of driving experience at least. Preferably good driving records, not really bad. Once you get approved, they're gonna get you out here. I don't know if they pay for it or if that's on you. Unfortunately, I don't have that information handy right now. Sorry, but you'll get to North Lake somehow, some way. With that, they'll put you up in a hotel for 2 days. Really nice hotel, actually. Once you're in the hotel, they'll bus. You know, the hotel has a little charter bus thing that runs you back over to the yard. They'll drop you off in the morning. You go into orientation. You do 1 day. go back to the hotel, come back the second day. You got 2 days of orientation. After orientation, you put all your stuff in your truck, you know, you get all set up with your dispatcher, you get your security lock, which is a big lock that goes on the back of the trailer. That we have to pay for. It's 150 bucks, but it does come out of your settlement. It's not like you need it right up front. When you leave the company, if you want to give that lock back, you get reimbursed your money. If you keep the lock, then you just bought the lock. What else? Other than that, you're good to roll in your truck, okay? Now, as far as fixed expenses go, because I get asked a lot, you know, how much do you have to pay for these trucks every week with your insurance and all your bull crap that comes with trucking, right? So, over here, it's really cheap. Well, in my eyes, it's really cheap compared to some of the stuff that I've seen and heard of at other companies, and even had myself at other companies. So basically, you're going to have your truck payment, which I forgot to mention for the other ones, for the Cordell leases, if you get a 2014, they are $575 a week. If you get a 2015, they are $595 a week. I think, something like that. Basically, because they roll in your balloon payment into your weekly payments. So what they do is your balloon payment for the end of the year, or for the end of that 3.5 year lease, you're paying on every week, so you don't have any balloon payment at the end. So I don't know why they don't combine them into just saying your truck payment is so much, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So basically, if you get a 2014 with your truck payment and your balloon payment all rolled into one, you're going to be paying $650 a week. If you get a 2015, you're going to be paying $695 a week, okay? Both of those are plus a $200 maintenance account that you have to buy into. Now, once you pay off the truck, whatever remaining balance you have in your maintenance account, that gets cut back to you in a check along with the title for the truck. So with that, now we're going to say fixed costs, okay? So you got your truck payment of, you know, $650 or $695. You have your maintenance on there of $200. Now, when you first come onto CDN, you have a security deposit for the trailer that you got to pay. That's 4 cents a mile until you rack up to $2 grand. It's here before you know it, and 4 cents a mile you don't even really see coming out of your check. So that one, I'm not going to say that's a fixed cost, because after you pay that amount, it's done for. It's no longer a fixed. So that all depends on how much you run to get that paid off sooner. I mean, 4 cents a mile really ain't much at all. So you do have the security deposit. So as far as fixed costs, you're going to have your truck payment of $650, $695. You're going to have your maintenance of $200. You're going to have an $80 a week charge for your PeopleNet, which, well, this $80 charge includes your PeopleNet, IFTA, permits, plates, all your paperwork that you need for transflowing stuff and all that kind of stuff. Everything that comes along with the truck, your bobtail insurance, all that. That's all included in the $80 a week. Then, basically, that's all your fixed costs, except for you do have a one-time monthly charge for your regular physical damage insurance. That right now is $180 a month, not a week. Now, like when I was at some other companies, I was paying $140 a week for that insurance. It's a big difference there. That's one thing I like about being here. You know, my insurance is super, super cheap. You do have like a $2,500 deductible if you get, you know, if you want to claim anything on the insurance. But basically, that covers your fixed cost, your truck payment, and 80 bucks. That's it. And then your insurance once a month, your fuel taxes every quarter, which they take out in payments for you. They don't just hit you with one big lump sum and all that. So you got that. Then rates per mile is another question I get a lot. Okay, how much do I make per mile? The way I figure it is I make $1.05 a mile plus fuel surcharge no matter where I go. Now granted, that's not how CDN pays. CDN has a different rate for picking up loads going from Chicago to every place in the United States. Same thing from LA to every place in the United States. They're all a different rate. So I'm gonna let you guys figure out if it's good or not to you. To me, I figure $1.05 a mile because that's the bare minimum that you're gonna make everywhere. That's loaded, empty, everything. Now, your empty miles in that are your first 25 miles are free. So, obviously, if you run 26 miles, you get 1 mile at $1.05. If you run 500 miles, you get $4.75 paid. Obviously, I'm hoping you can understand that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop this screenshot up here for you, just so you can see all the rates. So feel free to pause this video, and here we go. Okay, so now that you saw the rate list, hopefully that kind of makes you happy, depending on where you want to run. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about where we normally run a lot of freight. Okay, we do have our customers, but most of our freight is booked through brokers if you're not in a 100 air mile radius of Chicago or LA. Okay, but our main runs, depending on, you know, this is all depending on where you live and what you kind of want to run. Our main lanes where you can always get freight: Chicago to LA or Chicago to Northern California, Chicago to Dallas, you know, and of course I'm saying this to there, and then it's also coming back. So Chicago to Dallas, Chicago to Georgia and Florida, Chicago to anywhere in the Northeast, Jersey, PA, all that kind of stuff. Also on that screenshot, it breaks down the different areas as you saw. So PA's the Northeast. You might want to run there and make some good money out of it. Basically, those are the main running areas. Now, granted, this company, if you live in Washington, they'll find you freight going to Washington to get you home. If you live, you know, obviously, if you live in Illinois or LA area, or, you know, wherever you live, they're going to get you home. They will get you as close to home as they possibly can. Okay. Same thing when you pick up a load coming out of the house. Once you're done with home time, they will find you the closest load to go wherever. Most of the time when I leave the house, I go right back up to Chicago, Chicago to LA, Chicago, you know, LA back to Chicago, and then I do one more trip out to Chicago, and then I come home. Or I mean, one trip back out to LA, and then I come home. So that's my normal little circle run type thing. Granted, it's not 100% guaranteed all the time, but you know, like right now, I'm sitting in Nebraska, going to Salt Lake City. From there, I'll go to LA, and from LA home. So I mean, I still get the same way. It's just, you know, I run different ways. Now, we've talked about the leases. We've talked about the fixed, or I mean the lease purchase. We talked about the finance. We talked about the fixed cost. You know, everything else. There's only one more thing, and to me, and probably to you guys, it's one of the most important things. Home time. I've already told you that I go home, you know, every 2 weeks for a couple days. With CDN, you can go home basically whenever you want. You are treated like an owner-operator. So if you want to go home once a week or once every 2 months or, you know, anything, they'll get you a load to get you home. Now, granted, if you're just like, oh, I'm going to run one day and then go home and then run another day, obviously you're going to have to work that out with your dispatcher to get some stuff like that. And that all depends on if they're going to have the freight like that to handle it. But home time is great. You take off you take off when you want, for how long you want, and you don't have anybody sitting there calling you on the phone. Hey, we need you to come back to work. We got this hot load. We need you to really, really run. You don't get that. I've gotten a phone call asking me if I'd be willing to take a run on home time twice in the 2 years I've been here. And it was just that they had a guy broke down. But for me, I had other plans, so I couldn't do it. So obviously they find somebody else. And they didn't sit there and beg you either. They just, quick question, okay, no problem, thanks. You know, and hang up, and they call their next driver that's in the area. So, home time is good. You don't have anybody bugging you to come back for work or anything like that. So that pretty much sums up what it's like working here at CDN and what all you need to know. If you have any other questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section below. Hit me up on Facebook. Message me on Instagram if you want. All the behind the scenes footage is all on Instagram. Whatever I do, the truck, all that kind of stuff. So definitely follow me there. All the links for all that stuff is down in the description box below. And with that being said, I hope you guys drive safe, make that money, and hopefully I see you at CDN here pretty soon. Thanks for watching.